Alright guys, welcome to the Hardware. The Hardware is owned and operated by the Division of Wildlife Resources in the state of Utah. It's funded by sportsmen's dollars. So we've got about 300 head here on the meadow. There's right around another probably 200 head up on the benches, just kind of Alright guys, welcome to the Hardware. The Hardware is owned and operated by the Division of Wildlife Resources in the state of Utah. It's funded by sportsmen's dollars. We've got about 300 head here on the meadow. There's right around another probably 200 head up on the benches, just kind of deciding whether they want to come in or not. It's not a for sure thing that they have to come in and they have to eat. It's a totally if they want to kind of thing. It's not normal for them to eat the hay. We put the hay out to them and offer it to them to see if they want to come down, and if they don't, then they won't. And it's not a big deal if they don't come down. They're up in the mountains doing what they originally do. The cow elk will eat 10 pounds of hay per day, and the bull will eat a little more and the calf a little less. It averages out to be about 10 pounds per elk per day. Most of the cows, the girls that come into the meadow are pregnant. They will have calves, and they have calves in late May, early June, and their calves weigh 35 pounds when they're born. These elk are free and wild. They can come in and out here as they please. The fences mean nothing to them. The highest fence is no more than 4 foot tall. They have not a problem jumping it, and if they don't jump it, they go through it. The elk is a grazer, so its main diet and food to digest is grass and grass hay. They'll eat anything in the wintertime if they need to. They'll resort to whatever's above the snow. So if you look up on the hill and see whatever's above the snow, you got sagebrush and bitterbrush and juniper trees. They love mahogany trees if they can find mahogany trees. They love the little the branches on the mahoganies. You're not going to see many bulls in here today. The bulls are the dads to the babies and the ones that do the breeding. And the bulls right now are out of here. They are up on the hill. They're spending their time just up on the hill and away. They don't want to be seen. They don't want to come down. There's just something about them that just triggers, and that after the rut, which is the breeding season, when they come together, they split off from the cows and calves, and they head back into the hideouts. Cows and calves will migrate down with a few smaller bulls, but the great big herd bulls will stay hid. Could be in a box canyon type thing. It could be up on the side of a hill where they can see danger coming, but they're covered and hid. It's just anywhere where they want to go. That there's plenty of food and water, but they're by themselves. The smaller bulls, like the one right behind us, and there's one right over here that we have around here, they are called satellite bulls or raghorns or immature bulls. During the rut, a herd bull will be rounding his cows up and going crazy, breeding and keeping all that in mind. And the satellite bulls, or the bulls that have not proven their dominance and that are not big enough to breed yet, they will harass that herd bull and his herd and try to steal his cows away from him and try to make his own herd and try to be the big man. But usually the big herd bull gets what's going on, and he doesn't allow it. The herd bull will chase off the smaller bulls, and usually the herd bull will stick around for about 30 days, and through that time he's just running crazy. He's not hardly eating or sleeping, and he's not resting a lot because he's just busy going crazy with all, trying to keep his cows together and not let any other bulls get with his cows. So at the end of the 30 days he leaves, and then that opens the door up for some of the cows. They come in again. They'll come into heat if they didn't get pregnant that first time, and they'll come into estrus, and then the satellite bulls will get to fight again, and then that cow gets to choose which one she wants to go with again. So, and then there's times where she just doesn't get pregnant. She tries and she doesn't, or she doesn't want to get pregnant. The calves are born in late May, early June, and the calves weigh 35 pounds when they're born. Right now, the calves are about 5-6 months old, and they are about 250 pounds. And they're doing great. They're doing wonderful. They're really big, and they have to grow up pretty fast. A cow will mature at the age of 3. She'll stand at 4 foot at the shoulder, and she'll weigh up to 500 pounds. She can start having a calf at age 3 if she wants. She can have a calf every year if she wants until she dies, and she can live until she's 20, give or take a few years, plus or minus. The bulls will mature at the age of 5. They will stand 5 from the shoulder, weighing up to 800 pounds. They will live till they're 15 if they're lucky. Any questions?
When's the hunting season in Utah?
So hunting in Utah usually starts in August. There's usually it's about the end of August is when archery season starts, and then there's hunts that go all the way until November, about Thanksgiving time, and then there's even hunts still going on, but the hunts that we're going on are late season hunts, and so they're like a lot of times they're just cow and wanting to eat, and they'll trip the string and shut the gate behind them, and therefore they're trapped, and there they go into bigger pens. Each and every year the state of Utah and the elk biologists will trap 150 to 200 head. They'll run them through and they'll test them for any diseases that they might have. One of the diseases they're looking for is a disease called brucellosis. Brucellosis is the disease that causes. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Sometimes they have both genitalia.
Yeah, that one's for sure. They had, to my knowledge, the biologists. They've tagged her and trapped her, and they put a collar on her. But I think that was all before she started to grow that antler. It's unclear to me whether or not she has a calf, but it's a pretty positive identification that she's a cow.
Yeah.
So it's really weird. Sometimes life is weird.
Yeah,
It's not normal for her to have that. Get up.
Makes me think of, that.
Tags that are out there. The state of Utah owns 14,332 acres. There's 850 acres off limits to hunting. That includes this meadow area, the barnyard area, and the surrounding mountains up above. Anywhere beyond that 850 is public ground, and you can hunt on it, and you can camp on it, and you can fish on it, and you can do all the fun things. Any questions, guys? Okay, if you want to sit down, we'll pull up a little bit.
It's like little berries. Little berries.
Okay, there was a question when someone got on about the history of the hardware, so let me dive into that a little bit. So all wildlife, elk, deer, moose, they all migrate. They migrate down. They migrate down out of the higher hills into the lower elevations in search of food. For hundreds of years, wildlife has been migrating to this very meadow out of the higher hills around, and then from here they head down the canyon, funneling down the canyon. They've got feed on the south slopes, they got cover on the north slopes, they got